All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crafty Hour number 86. This is Kourtney here with Scrapbook-N-Memories in Harrisonville, Missouri. And we are going to make two fun cards using this fabulous kit that we have from 49 and Market that we put together just for you guys for Crafty Hour number 86. So, this collection is just stunning. So I hope you guys got a chance this morning to see. Oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. Stacy's projects, her cards. If not, don't forget we both have a YouTube channel that you can always get the replay for. And on that YouTube channel, if you go to our website, scrapbook-n-memories.net, you'll see the little icon up at the top right-hand corner. Click on that, and that will take you to our YouTube channel. So you can find right now we have 85 crafty hours listed on there. So go subscribe, follow us, and then that way you'll get notifications when the new ones are up. And you guys can catch them on replay, so give us a little love. All right, so I see people jumping on and saying hello. This collection, the minute I saw it, I was like, oh my God, Deanna, we have to do a crafty hour with it. It was just stunning. And the release was perfect. So this is the Faded Memory Lane from 49 and Market. Apparently everybody else loved this collection too, because our distributor in 49 and Market is sold out of, I would say 50% of the SKUs. So if you've been on the fence about grabbing some of these items, grab them now, guys, because when they're gone, they're gone. 49 and Market does not reprint their stuff. Okay, so make sure to grab those. Okay, so we're going to play with two cards. And this collection I found was very, very easy to design with. The colors were just so subtle, and it just kind of created itself. It really was stunning. So we're going to have fun. So what I kind of wanted to do in this was I didn't have you pull any ephemera for homework, because what I wanted to do is take you through my process when I design and when I work on stuff. So that's why I didn't have you pull homework. And also, there's a lot of ephemera pieces and laser cuts in there that look similar. There's like some of the flowers have 3 different sizes. Some of the butterflies have 3 different sizes. So I thought we'll just pull it all together, and then that way you guys have the right size and you have all the pieces. So that's what we're going to work on. So for homework, I put on there, we're going to pull all of our ephemera together. And the reason is because I want you guys kind of to see how my thought process works. Optional items, if you wanted to do, is to do some inking on the cards. I picked Gathered Twigs and Hickory Smoke. These are the colors I own. They're by Distress. They're the Distress inks. I have not invested in the 49 and Market ones yet, but I need to. But I know we had it as upsells at our store, the 49 and Market inks that match and coordinate this collection. And I know a lot of you guys grab those inks, so feel free to pull those out. So what we've got is a dark brown and a dark gray. If you have a dark blue too, I know there were some pretty ones in the 49 and Market inks. There's that too. So make sure to grab those. So that's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to kind of do. I said to grab a random background stamp. And you know what? I'm going to be honest here. I loved every single one of these backgrounds. And I could not find it in my heart, especially this one, but Stacy did a great job with it. I could not find it in my heart to cover this. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to use so much of the ephemeras and pieces, and I couldn't find it in my heart to cover this. So the paper we're going to use are these two right here, and you can pull them from your stash. Let me make sure that's the correct paper. Yep, that's the correct one. Yep, that's the correct one. So the two we're going to use are these right here. There's the one, it's kind of the brown with the letter N on it. And then there's this one. We are actually going to use this side. So this side was a little bit more subtle. And that's what we're going to go with. We're going to use this side, okay? That's what we're going to create with. So go ahead and grab those out of your stack. And I said to grab a random background stamp because there is a little something something going on here, but I felt like it needed a little something more. So on mine, you're going to see this right here. See this? This is stamped. Right in here, I stamped. Then over here, excuse me, I stamped. And then up here, I also did some stamping. Okay, so we're going to use those. And your stamp set, this is the stamp set I used. So Lisa Horton came out with, I think these were released on Friday, brand new release from Lisa, maybe it was Monday, brand new release from Lisa Horton. These are her Muse and Maker collection. And to me, they're all backgrounds. This one is called Broken Balance, and I loved it because it has a random script. I love random scripts, and it had this grid kind of thing. So that's the one I selected. You can select whatever you want, guys. It's just going to be a background. It's just going to be a layer. So pick whatever sings to you, okay? And then on here, too, I had white paint, black paint. I like to use my liquid acrylics from Amsterdam. I love those. That's what I use for my splat because it's already mixed. You don't have to mix it yourself. Now, Hero Arts has a really good white and black acrylic speckle that I know you guys have this too. I know a lot of you guys probably have that. So these are great. So I love the acrylics because, let me put it to mute. The acrylics, because they're already mixed. You don't have to water them down. You can just go with them and splat and have a good time. And like I said, Hero Arts has white and black. They're a liquid acrylic, and Amsterdam, so there's lots of different ones that we carry, that both stores carry. And then I said black twine. I just love twine. I'm obsessed with black twine, black jute, string, whatever you guys got. If you guys have some cheesecloth, that would be cool too. That kind of sings to this collection. So that's kind of what we're going to run with, guys. Oh, thank you, Joe. Yes, right? It just needs some stamp background and some different layers, and it just really goes great with this collection. This collection is stunning. So what we're going to do first, let's just do we've already pulled your papers. So you've pulled these two pieces of papers, and we're just going to set them to the side. So put those in a pile. So here's my thought process. We get these ephemeras, and there's 118 die cuts in there. How in the world do you ever decide which ones you're going to use out of that 118? What I do, and let me move my cards to the side, is I get a shoebox or a box or something. I get something. And I take and I dump all the ephemera in there. We're going to dump all the ephemera in. Okay? And what I usually do is I thumb through, and don't worry about what I'm pulling right now. This is my thought process, and then we'll go back and pull together. But what I usually do is I go through here, and I look at sizes, and I look at things I like. I'm like, ooh, I love this. This is kind of a cool postage stamp looking thing. And when I'm pulling, I need big things. I need small things. I need different sizes. This sang to me too. I love the butterflies. So I was like, oh, I love that. Okay, I got some big stuff. I need some sentiments. Okay, there's a sentiment. We need some more layers to kind of go behind stuff. We got some blue here. So we want to bring some color tones in. And then I just kind of played. I'm like, oh, a frame. I love frames. So I pulled that out. And then I just kind of keep pulling. I'm like, okay, the number 4, that's fun. Here's another one. I love that. I already have some other pieces that are big. But when you're going through, you want to pull some big stuff, some small stuff. Ooh, I love the little heart. The heart's good. We've got a lot of big pieces. Maybe we pull some small ledgers. Maybe we pull some more numbers to try. I love numbers. Numbers are fun. Okay, we got some small. We got some mediums. Looks like we got a lot of blue going on right now. So maybe we need some more brown kind of stuff. Ooh, I love that. There's kind of a banner or a pennant looking thing. So this is how I do my process. I kind of go through and I pull, got a lot of blue going on. We'll throw him back. I pull pieces that sing to me and that I love the color combinations, and pull some big things and some small things. And this is kind of how I start. I start with pulling favorites. And then once I have kind of some stuff out, then I go over here and then I start creating. Because to dig through 119 pieces, it's very overwhelming and my brain just can't comprehend going through all that. And I'm a visual person. I have to see it to use it. And there's just too much in here, guys. There's too much in here. So I go through first and pick the pieces that I like. And then I start designing on my cards. And you'll see some of these pieces I like again, and I put them on here. But we're going to throw these back in. We're going to start over. But that's kind of how I narrow down 119 pieces, because there's just too much. And I may or may not use everything that I've pulled out here. And I might start designing with it and go, oh gosh, that's too big. I wish it's in a different color. Ooh, I need something else to layer it. There's something else to layer it. And I can go back to my bucket and pull things. But that's kind of my thought process, and that's how I start. I narrow down my favorites. I try to have a variety of like small, medium, and larges, and then that way you can go in and cluster. And then I bring my laser cuts in, so I kind of build my clusters with these bigger pieces. And then I come back in with my lasers, and that's where I do the filling and the finishing touches, is with the laser cuts. Okay? So that's kind of what we're doing. Keitha, the papers are these. So one is brown on the back and the other is this blue diamond on the back. We're going to use the front side. Okay, so now we're going to dig through our bucket and we're going to find the pieces that we're using. And I'll lay them out here on the top so you guys can see what we're digging for. So both of these number 4s, I loved those. Look at that. I pulled them twice. I still love them. There's a frame in there. We're going to pull the frame. I pulled out a number. That's a number 7. So this is kind of how my thought process works. So I'll just kind of pull the pieces out we're using. I'll lay him here across the top, and then that way you guys can pull them out too. Sometimes I'm just going to pull out these big ones I know I didn't use. I loved this one, but I just couldn't get it to work on a normal size card. It was just too big with all the other extra stuff I wanted to add. So that one didn't make the cut, but I did really, really like it. Then we got a heart. I think Stacy used one of the hearts, but I think there was 2 in the pack. So we're going to use that, and there's bigger hearts, guys. So see what I mean about the ephemera? That's kind of why I wanted to pull them together, because there's different size hearts. So you're going to see, you want the heart that's more the size of the number 4. Okay, this one's too big, too big. I didn't use any of the people. Ken calls them creepy people. We didn't go with those. No creepy people. Again, we're going to pull out a heart, but that one's too big. That one's too small. So we are looking for the medium size heart. So if you find that one, that is the winner chicken dinner. This piece, loved that piece right there. So we're going to pull that one out. And I'm just going to keep laying everything kind of here on my mat so you can see it. The banners, I pulled out both of the banners. There's 2 banners in here, and I absolutely loved both of those. They were stunning, stunning pieces. There's just so much in here, guys. I mean, I wanted to use every single bit and piece, but then the card would have been so clustered that we would have never seen anything on there. Okay. And if you want yours to say different things, then go for it. I'm pulling out A Soul is in Sync with Nature. I thought that was a really nice one. I loved this girl. Couldn't figure out how to use her, but I didn't. Here's the other banner, kind of pennant piece. We're going to pull that out. And don't worry, if it takes you a little while to pull these out, don't worry, because we're going to ink all of them. And the inking kind of slows down. There's another banner with a number 316. I thought that was fun. Okay, do we have everything yet? Nope. Here's another one. Evidently, I love banners and pennants. That one has another random number on it. We're going to go with that one. Still looking for my heart. These were fun. So here's another idea that you can do with these. I thought it'd be fun to take an X-Acto knife and split that and then stuff your envelope or stuff your pocket. That would be really fun. Okay. There's more the size heart I want, but that's not the one I originally used. That's the heart I want. So this heart is the same size as that heart. Same size. We're not going to use them together, but that's the same size. Okay, what else are we looking for? I'm looking for the number 8. There's the number 8. We're going to throw that heart back in. We didn't use it. So let me see what we got. So we got that guy. We got that. We got our frame. We got our 8. We got that. We got that. We got that, and we got that. Okay, so those are all there. We've got that one. We've got the number 4. We've got the heart, butterflies from the lasers. We got our pennant. Got our black. Okay, so that is all the pieces that we're using. All of that was in the ephemera, and then all your rejects are going to go back in. Something else that's fun is there's the junk journal for this set, and then there's all these pieces left over that you guys could totally use in the junk journal. A lot of these are big pieces. You can fold them in half and make pages and put them in a junk journal too. Okay, so all of these pieces, we're going to ink them brown. I figure we'll ink them now. That way we don't forget to go back and do it. Like I said, I'm using gathered twigs. Vintage photo looks really nice. Also, the 49 and Market inks, those look stunning too, guys. So anything that's kind of a dark brown, a dark rusty, just makes these edges pop. Now, on our inking, these are all pretty large ephemera. So usually what I do is large ephemeras, I ink. But when we get into the laser cuts, some of them are so small and so detailed that I don't ink those. I ink the big things. I don't ink the little tedious things. And also, they are laser cuts. So they're basically cut out with a laser machine. So sometimes it already gives them a little bit of a burnt edge or that little brown edge on there. So you don't have to really ink them. Okay, so we're just going to brown everything. Everything's going to get a little bit of brown on it. How's everybody doing? Are we doing good? Not sure if my comments are refreshing. You know, Facebook has been acting up lately. It's like I can see my comments for the first 15, 20 minutes, and then it doesn't show new comments anymore, and I have to go out and come back in. So if I don't see a comment, a new one here in a minute, I'm going to go out and come back in. I don't know why. Facebook's been acting up for about 2 weeks doing this, where the comments don't show up. I see a thumbs up, but I don't see a new comment, so I think I'll go back out and in. Okay, so that is kind of inking all of those pieces. I'm going to go out and come back in. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I still don't see any new comments, so maybe Facebook didn't do its thing. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at, guys. We've got our pieces. We've got all of our pieces. We're going to put them in 2 different piles. So we got this big guy here. We're going to put our frame there. And we're going to take the number 4D and put it there. We're going to put the heart in the square and put it there. The lighter pendant, we're going to put in the pile. The number 375830. Anybody try calling that? Is that anybody? We're going to put that there. Let's see, what else? The number 8. The number 8 will also go in that pile. So that's going to be card and then a soul. Okay, that's card number 2. Card number 1 is going to get this piece, the number 4, the heart, this pennant, and then the darker one. So those will be our 3 piles. Karen says she's going to have a drink. Okay, I see it. Evelyn says she loves what we're teaching. Great. Okay, so just kind of put those piles to the side now. I'm just going to put those to the side. Okay, so what we need to start with is our laser cuts now. So now you're going to dig your laser cuts out. Did you know that they put stuff on the back of the packaging? Nothing goes to waste with 49 and Market. They print stuff on their packaging, and I love it. So you know me, I love windows. And when I saw this, originally I was going to do a shaker card, and then I was like, nah, this is a little too grungy and elegant to do a shaker card. So I didn't do a shaker card. But if you guys want to do one, go for it. But what we're going to do is take this frame out. We're going to use this frame. Okay? So I'm just going to use my trimmer, and we are just going to cut it out. Okay? We're just going to cut it out. Just kind of go up to the edge of the white and just snip any of the white off. If you have a hair of white left on there still, you can re-snip it off, or you know what? You just brown the edge of it. We'll just brown it. Nobody will know. Okay? I am going to cut just a hair more off. I got a little too much white on there. But we're just cutting out our frame. There we go. I love my guillotine because it does this. Love it. You can shave off that little bit. Now, for the center here, we have, where's my trash can? Way over there. Hold on, I got to get my trash can closer. I was not good at basketball, so I shouldn't be throwing trash across the room. Okay, so now you can either take your scissors, take your X-Acto knife, whatever you want, and we're going to cut the center out of this. I'm just going to put it on my trimmer, and on your trimmer, if you look at your blades, guys, if you have this trimmer, this is the Spellbinders one. Uniquely Creative has one just like this. Dress My Craft has one just like this. You've got your trimmer blade. You're going to see that there is a line right on the side of your blade. That line lines up with the blade. Okay? So if you line your piece of paper up with the side of that and the top of it, you can see where it is going to cut. Okay, so I can put it on there and slice it. If you don't get exact, it's okay, because remember, we got brown ink to fix it. But there you can cut it and slice it. But like I said, if you're not comfortable using your trimmer this way, by all means, use your X-Acto knife, use your scissors. But that is why these things have those little lines and stuff on there. It's to help guide you and help you cut. And it also helps you with your measurements on your trimmer. Have you ever noticed there's measurements here on your trimmer? So if you want to only cut down 3 inches, you just cut down until that little line is lined up with 3 inches, and you know that cut is 3 inches. Okay? Did you know? We are doing Trimmer 101 tonight. I can't tell you how many times we've had a crop or a class that I've done, and I'm like, pull your arm out and cut it at 12 inches. And every time there's somebody in the class that goes, oh, I didn't know that arm swung out. I've had that trimmer for 3 years. Yep. Happens every time. Every time, guys. Okay, so now we're going to brown that. If you got yours cut out, we're going to go ahead and brown it. And if you have any oopsies, just add a little brown to it. And I overcut here, but because it's a wood grain, you can't tell. And because of the style of the paper, you can't tell that I overcut that. It's fine. It does not have to be precise. Brown ink covers everything, covers all your oopsies and mistakes. And then I'm going to go in the inside here and do it too, because as you can see, I left a lot of white on that one. I didn't line up very well, but the brown ink is going to hide that fact. Okay, it's going to hide it. It's all good. All good. How are we doing, guys? Can you give me a thumbs up? Are we crafting along? Are we good? Are we watching? Okay, so that's how I started my card. I saw this one piece in the packaging and I was like, oh my God, I love this. This is going on my card. Now, this will not fit on an A2 card. It won't fit on an A2. It's not A2. So instead of trying to cut it down and force it into an A2 card, what I did was, all right, I love this piece. We're going to make it work. Looky there. It mats really nice on there. So I was like, okay, so we're going to make our card front and then we can always mat it on a piece of, put it on your card base later. But I loved this piece and this is how my card started, was with this single piece and then I did it around it, okay? So let me grab my ruler. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 5/8, okay? 4 1/8 by 5 5/8 is what our frame currently is, okay? So we're going to add just a hair to it. So to add a hair, what I always do is 2 tick marks. Kind of 2 tick marks. If you want to eyeball this, guys, you can eyeball it. But we're going to do 4 1/2. We're going a little bit larger than we normally do, by 6, because it fits so nicely on 2 sides that I was like, well, it fits so nice on 3 sides. Let's just make the equal over here that's over here. Our piece of paper is already 6 inches tall. So we just have to cut it 4 1/2. 4 1/2, and that's it. Sometimes you let the paper guide you on what it wants to be done. You just let the paper talk to you. Okay, let's go ahead and brown that. Everything's going to get browned. If I forget to tell you to brown it, brown it. When in doubt, brown it. Okay? So we just let the paper and the cardstock design itself. We let it talk to us. Some days are better than others, though. Okay. So as I started kind of designing this, I laid the frame on there and I'm like, yeah, I really like that. That looks great. But it's a little plain. It looks a little blah. It just needed something more. And I laid all my ephemera out there and I'm like, it just needs something more, but what does it need? And then that's when I was like, oh, it needs some random stamping. Random stamping. So I grabbed this stamp, like I said. Use whatever stamp you have. This is the new Lisa Horton. She's got tons of, I don't remember how many's in the collection, maybe 8. 8 this size, and I think there's 5 or 6 a little bit bigger ones. But we're going to do this, and we are not putting it on a block. Do not put it on a block, because we don't want to have an image stamped like that. We do not want a perfect image, guys. We want it to be unique and random. So you're going to put it on your hand. You're going to press it on your ink pad, and you're going to press once, and you're going to press twice. Move it and twice it. So now we have generation stamping. We have a strong image. We have a little bit more subtle image. Whatever I do in one spot, I always do in another spot. So I'm going to go down here on the bottom. We're going to go off. We're going to do one there. We're going to shift and do one there. Okay? So there is our random stamping on our background. And the reason we're not putting it on a block is because we want it to have dark and light areas. Can you see that? See how it's dark here, but then a little bit more subtle and worn up there? We don't want a crisp image stamped. We want it to be random, okay? So that was using the brown. If I do one pattern of stamping, I always do two. I feel like two is great. One is okay, but two is great. So I always like to do another layer with it. We're going to do the same thing. Let me make sure my script is right side up. This time we're going in with the hickory smoke. And again, we're going to attach things. So again, we're just going to press with our fingers. We're going to put it there. And I'm going to re-ink because I want it darker. And I'm going to go there. See how we're overlapping and building onto this. We are not floating. We're not going out. I'm going to do another one up here. We may or may not see it, but it makes my heart happy. And you do what makes your heart happy, guys. Do what sings to you. We might cover 90% of this later, but we don't know. We're just kind of designing, we're having fun, and we're building our random background, okay? And now we're going to put our frame on and see how much better that is. It just adds some more dimension and adds some more layers to the background. And it just gives it more layers. It just is great. It's great. I don't know what other words I can use. It's great. Okay, so there's that. So now we're going to get to designing because, yeah, we talked a lot, didn't we? So we're going to flip this over and we're going to put foam on the back of it. I'm using the 54 foam, which is what I call the medium foam. If you don't want yours to be as high, use the 108, which is lower foam. Okay, so I'm using the 54. This is my Scrapbook adhesive. They are my favorite foam tape because they have lots of different varieties in thicknesses, and they come in black and they come in white. Okay, so we got our foam tape on, and then we are going to, let me bring the sample in so you can see what we're trying to accomplish. Okay, and then we're just going to peel and stick, and we're just going to center that right on. Are we in the camera yet? Nope. Yes. I'm on a little bit of delay, guys. Okay, and then we are just going to center that on there and pop it. Okay, just like that. Perfect. And then we're going to grab pile number 1. Where did I put pile number 1? Pile number 1. Pile number 1, the pieces that we pulled. Okay, so next up what we're going to kind of do is I wanted to build layers. So we're going to go with this guy in here, and I thought, oh, he'd be a great base to balance something else on it. On the original one, I put my 25 at the bottom, but maybe you want your 25 there. But I'm going to glue it flat here, and I'm going to pop it here. So we do need to put some foam right on the right side. We're going to put foam on the right side because that's going to go in this opening. And then we can just put liquid on the other side. Let me open it so it will stick to the frame. Okay, and then we'll just stick that down. And we'll go straight. Straightish is straightish. Straight as you can go. Okay. Then we've got this piece here. I thought this was another fun piece to kind of layer in. So we're just going to kind of go across the bottom. I'm going to bring it up a little bit. I did go all the way to the edge over there, and we're just going to put liquid on that too. So we're just going to glue this one flat, and we're overlapping. Whenever you're adding a layer or adding an element, make sure it touches something. You always want your pieces to kind of touch or overlap. You don't want any floaters. actually, in my original, well, we might have to go. In my original, I put that piece over the top, but we're going to stick with it. It gets covered anyways. Okay, so there's that piece. Now we're going to go to our laser cuts. Oh my gosh, be still my heart. Are these laser cuts not phenomenal? So right here, we want to pull out that, it's like a cone flower, a daisy. I don't know. Be kind of gentle with it. Be gentle. But we're going to pull that guy out. And I think I ended up ripping my leaves off anyways. So if you don't have yours on there, it's okay. My original one, I ended up ripping them off. But that's the laser guy right there. You're going to pop that one out. And he's going to go right in here like this. Just in here. On my original one, I glued him flat, but I'm going to change this one a little bit because I want the head popped. I'm going to glue everything else flat, but I want the head of that flower popped. And I tried to rip it off of my original one and do that, but you know what? It was already down and there was no pulling it up. So you know what? I'll do it on this one. I don't know if that stuff's going to touch or not, but you get it. So then we're just going to lay him in just like that. And yes, I do like the head popped. Okay. And like I said, I did not ink any of the laser bits and pieces. We're not going to ink those. Too small, too tedious. We're going to dig out these blue flowers right here. It's on the same page as that flower that we pulled out. We're going to pull those guys out. Okay. And then while we're here, let's go ahead and find our sentiment and our butterfly. I used the one that says Simple Things, which I think is going to be on the other sheet. Yeah, right here at the top, I used Simple Things. If you want yours to say something else, by all means, do it. And then we're looking for a butterfly. And the butterfly we're going to use is not that one. It's this one right here. Nope, that one's too big. It's a small butterfly, and I was worried he was going to get damaged. Ah, it's this one right here, next to the mushrooms, which we're going to use both the mushrooms too. Okay. So we're going to pop out both the mushrooms. I love mushrooms. I think we're about out of season here for the morels. So both mushrooms and then that butterfly right next to it. And see how there's so many different sizes in here? It's easy to confuse what piece was what. They're very, very similar. Okay, so we've got those. We are going to put our mushrooms in. And this one I glued flat. Where's my tweezers? We're going to put the big mushroom flat, and I'm just going to kind of layer it in over the edge of that postage. Okay. And then this little guy, the other mushroom, he's going to get popped. We're going to pop that one. Okay, and then we'll just pop the larger mushroom. I'm going to shift him down a little bit so they're not standing in a row. I think there's a song like that. Okay, there's the mushroom. And then these guys, we are going to cut them apart. Oops. Want to know what 119 ephemera pieces look like on the floor? So we're snipping those guys apart. So we have 2 pieces. This cluster, we're just going to kind of put over here to the side. I'm going to kind of put it underneath my flower this time since I did that. I know, right, Joe? Okay, I'm going to tucky. We're going to tucky him. On the original one, I kind of went over him, but since I popped this guy, I'm going to put it up there. And I just love the daintiness of these little legs and things. They're stunning. They really are. And then this guy, we're going to pop him up. Okay, so that one's going to get pop on it. Get pop. Get pop. And we're just going to layer him in there. And then our little sentiment, the simple things, I'm just going to glue right on top. And if you don't like these little stems and you think they're looking funny, you can always snip them. You can always snip them off. Okay, so that guy is just going to float right there. And it's going to get glued. And he'll stay. Okay, so then that brings us to our corner. So we've got the number 4. We're just going to put liquid on the back of him. And I just kind of centered him right in the corner. I kind of did equal on the left and equal on the right, just to kind of bring that blue from down here, to kind of bring the blue up. We needed some blue up there too, okay? And then we've got this little banner that we're going to put foam on the back of that. So we're going to pop that. Let me just cut one of these long. There's a random leaf that fell out of our laser cuts. That's okay. So this little piece with a number, we're going to pop it because we just need a little dimension. And pretty much we're going to cover all the number 4. We'll just have it there for color. We wanted a little bit of blue in there. We're also going to take our heart and we are going to pop it. So I'm going to put foam just on the top and then liquid on the bottom of it. And again, we're just putting it there kind of for color and dimension. I'm going to offset it. I am not centering it on there. I'm going to offset it. And then the last thing is to add our little moth or butterfly, whatever you want to call this. I just kind of bend his wings a little bit, put a little bit of ink on his, or glue on his belly, and then stick him down so he still has movement. How's that look, guys? There we go. Okay, so the card is beautiful and I love it the way it is, and you can leave it the way it is. But I like to add fibers onto our things. Sometimes I think just a little bit of fibers and a little bit of splat really make it. So we're gonna take our jute, and what I did is I just wrap. Okay, so I have a tail here, I wrap, I have a tail here, and then I kind of slide it off and pinch it. So I have 2 bunny ears on one side, 1 bunny ear on the other, and I just kind of take it and pinch it, okay? Amy kind of showed me this method that she does. Pinch, and then I just add liquid adhesive, I kind of glob it on there. And then I'm just going to shove it in there. Just kind of tuck it. Just kind of tuck it, and then you can move it around. And then that is kind of our random twine. Add a little twine or jute, like that. Okay, last thing we're going to do is add the black and white splats. I like to add white first and then black. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but in my head it does. Because sometimes if I do black and then white on top, I end up with gray, and I don't want gray. So I usually do white first, and I don't want anything to be on my simple things. It never fails that my ink splots always cover up like words or something I don't want it to cover. So I'm just going to take a little piece of scrap paper and I'm going to put it over my words, okay? And then that way we don't end up with a word that you can't read because it's splatted on top of it. It never fails. My sentiments always take a hard hit of ink and then you can't read it. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit of white. And like I said, the card is stunning. You can leave it the way it is. But just adding that black and white splats, just kick it up a notch. And really match and coordinate. Excuse me, let me get something straight. It just kind of kicks it up a notch. And then just makes everything, pulls everything together. And then of course I want to do some black splats because we do have some black twine on there. And that will help tie it. Now, when I do my splats, I don't do my splats all over everything. Usually what I do is I'll start at the top right and go down to the bottom left. I don't splat the whole thing because then it looks like a Canadian goose flew over the top of it and just splatted all over it. And that is not what I want. I want it to be more random and nice. And then that is what we end up with, guys. And that is card number 1. I'm going to have to kick it up a notch to get card number 2 done. That took longer than I thought, but we had fun. And we have all of our pieces kind of ready and prepped. Okay. There we go. So that is card number 1, guys. I cannot wait to see what your guys' creations look like too. Okay, so card number 2. We are grabbing, we already have our piles, so we should be kind of good. We're grabbing our piece of paper that has this on the back. Okay. Our card size, I don't remember what size I did. I think I just cut it in half because it was already that size. 4 1/4, probably by 6. Yeah, by 6. 4 1/4 by 6. I was going to do standard A2 size, which is 5 1/2. And then I looked at it and I'm like, no, I really like it. Really like it the way it is. So that's what we're going to have to do. Oh, yes, Karen, break into your stash. Absolutely. Okay, so 4 1/4 by 6. And then again, we're going to ink the outside edges. And don't forget, if you guys have not joined yet, our private Facebook group, it's called Crafty Our Creations. Make sure to go join that because that is where you guys can post all of your makes and your creations, and we want to see what you're doing. So join the Crafty Our Creations. It's going to ask you who your home store is, and that's just a spam filter, so we know that it's just not just a random robot or somebody trying to get in. So put your home store, and we will get you guys in there. Okay, so now we're going to do some stamping again. This time I'm going to use the same stamps, but I'm swapping the colors. So we're going to start with our grid. Make sure it's right side up. And we're going to do hickory smoke first. Okay. So hickory smoke 1 and then 2. Okay, so that's got our random. We're going to go down here in the bottom. 1 and 2. So always do your 1, 2 because that gives you that generation stamping that just gives it a mwah, that little something something that you need. Gives you that darker one, and then it gives you that kind of faded in one. Okay, now we're going to do the random script with the brown one. So we're using the same stamps as I used before, but this time I'm just changing the colors. And you can always go back if you want it to be brighter and ink it and do a generation there. Okay, so we're just kind of randomly stamping our background to kind of just give it a little bit more something something. Okay, Okay, this one will be quick because we already have all our stuff pulled, guys. We've got this pulled. So we've got our pieces for card number 2. Oh. Not Citizens of Canada. Okay. I'm going to tell you, they come down here and then they don't want to go away because some people here feed them. So then they stay, and it's actually illegal to feed them. Okay. So our first brown piece we're putting on. Okay. We got that piece on. And then the next piece we're going to go with is this frame. And again, I love this frame. Totally could have done a shaker with it, but I didn't. I just thought this paper was very elegant, and sometimes a shaker, I don't want to say makes the elegant go away, but sometimes I feel like, I don't know. To me, shakers aren't elegant cards. No, that's not the right word either. I don't know. I have moods. I have moods when I'm obsessed with shaker cards and I do them, and then I have moods where I don't want them. And I guess this was a mood that I didn't want it. I didn't feel like it fit the paper. Okay, so there's our piece. We put foam on the back. This is the tall foam. This is the tall foam. And what we're going to do is we're going to find that little 4D. So that little 4D is going to kind of get tucked in behind here. On that. So you can go ahead and kind of I'm just kind of putting my frame right here, and I haven't pulled it or stuck it down yet. But I want to put this on first, okay? So it's going to kind of overlap. It's overlapping the postage a little bit. But I want to go up because again, we are just doing this for color. It's not really because we're reading it. We're just doing it for color. Oh no, we are not taking them all. Only if we can send all of our spiders your way. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna peel off our foam tape. I put my splat box on top of my trash can. I went to go pull it off. Fell apart, you know. Okay. So now we're going to pop that, and we want it to overlap the 4. Just like that. Perfect. Yes, I guess playful is more the word. I don't want to say they're not elegant cards, but they're more playful. Okay, so now we're going to put the number 8, that little number 8. We're going to stick him up there on the corner because I felt like he just needed a little something, something up there. Okay, number 8. And we're just building with clusters now. We've got our little heart. Our little heart is just going to kind of layer in here on the bottom. So we do need to put some foam tape, probably right in the corner of that, which I probably could have used my square, but now that I've already ripped this off, we're going with it. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid on the top. So the liquid is where it's going to be touching the frame. The pop dots is where it's going to overlap and just be hanging out, just like that. Okay, so we're just adding layers. The banners and pennants, like I said, I had a thing for these. I don't know. Do you guys like banners and pennants? I had a thing for it. We're going to put liquid on there. Okay, liquid on there. And then we're just going to overlap that on the frame. Oh, nope. It has to go underneath my heart. Hold on. Ripping the heart off. Sorry. Rip the heart off. Oh, it's like ripping the heart out. There we go. That needs to go on first. Then the heart goes on, which I might have to take the pop dot off of it now. And put the pop dot under there. There we go. That's how I did it. Now put liquid on there. Sorry, guys. Okay, then our sentiment. I love the long sentiment. I love how it kind of embraces this shape. And then I was like, ooh, I really like it kind of overlapping into the heart. So that made me sing. That made me happy. Originally, I just had that piece kind of on that banner and pennant, and it looked really nice. But then I was like, it looked kind of blah. It needed another layer with it. So then that's when I added the heart underneath it. It just needed a little something to break up the straightness. It was too much straightness. Okay, and then our next piece, our next little banner pennant, we're just going to glue on there too and just kind of layer that in. Layer it wherever. Okay, is that all of our pieces? That is all of our pieces except for, now we got to go into our laser cuts. See, this was a quick one because we had everything already pulled and inked. In our laser cuts, we're going to look for that sweet little dragonfly, which is down here at the bottom. It's underneath where we pulled those mushrooms out. And try not to rip his wings off. He is so dainty. And look at his little legs. He even has itty bitty little legs. Oh my gosh. So much detail to those. Okay, so we're getting that. And then we're going to look for that sweet little flower, which is right up here at the top. We're going to pull that little flower out. And be gentle not to rip the stem off. My goodness, how detailed and finite these things are. And mine seems to be going out of the page backwards instead of forwards. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and on the back side of this, I'm going to put a micro dot. These itty bitty little squares that we call micro dots. I'm going to put one on the back side of the leaf. And then I'm going to cut. Where did my scissors go? I'm going to cut one of the squares and put one on the back side of the flower head. Okay? And then our dragonfly, we're just going to bend her little wings and put some liquid right on her belly. And then we're just going to kind of stick her there on the corner. And I tried to move her around to where you could still see what it said underneath with our sentiment. Just kind of put her there on the corner. And then we need our twine again. We need some twine. So we're going to have our tail. We're going to 1, 2, 3 it. We're going to pinch in the center, and twist. So that makes our little dollop piece. Or actually, nope, this one I didn't twist. We're going to leave it the way it is. Okay, what I did is I just kind of laid it down. And put my flower on top. For placement. Because I wanted it to be on the back there. And then I just put a blob of liquid. And by blob, I mean blob. Blob of liquid, so that pop dot kind of holds it. Put your blob of liquid. And then that, my friends, will help with the placement. And that will hold that down. And then remember, we have a little micro dot on that leaf. So we can press that down. And that will help hold those fun fibers down. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Now, again, the card is beautiful. The card is stunning. But look at what it does when you add the splats. It just gives it that little something something that you need to kind of finish it up. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Joanne says she loves all the twine and jute that we brought in recently. I know, and so many fun colors, isn't there? I need to get another order in too. Okay, so we're going to start with white again. Let me put my lid on my adhesive. And we're just going to do our splats again. So we're going to do the white splat, and then we're going to do the black splat. So Tomorrow, we will go live with Crafty Hour number 89. Now, the kits are not in stock yet, but they are on the way. They are on the way, so they will not be ready. Oops, I need to cover up. Hold on one sec as I put that in my cup of water. I need to cover up my sentiment because I do not want something blobbed on that. Okay, so tomorrow, Crafty Hour number 86 will go live. We already created the event, so make sure to click that you will be attending. So Facebook will give you the notification when Deanna goes live to reveal the kit. Like I said, kits are on their way. So that means our quantity is locked in for what is coming. They probably won't be ready to ship until probably middle of next week on those. So 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific is when the live announcement will go. We will be plugging the links in during the live. So please click the link and follow that to go to the websites. Both stores have the website with your links on there that you can go and register. And that will be the quickest and easiest way for you guys. Okay, do we have any questions before we head out? And see, that's just so much better when you cover up your words and you don't end up with a paint splot in the middle of something. All right, so those are our 2 cards. We are great on time, guys. Look at us. So thank you so much for tuning in for Crafty Hour 86 and coming and crafting along with me. So make sure you're part of the Crafty Hour Creations Facebook group, and we want you to post your makes and creations over there also, so we can see what you're doing. We want to see, did you do the cards exactly the way we did? Did you run with them and make your own cards? How did you use up the leftovers and the scraps? Because there's so many fun things still left in this kit to create and play with. So make sure to join that group, post your inspiration ideas, and we cannot wait to see what you guys came up with. We will see you tomorrow for the next Crafty Hour number 89 reveal. That will happen tomorrow on our Facebook page at 11 o'clock Central. So have a fabulous night, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.